Hello. Comments. Comments at such a time of calmness, of harmony. So little going on in the world and in Britain. Leo Watkins. Hello, Leo. Literally every single one of the predictions in the video are bang on correct. Now, that is, of course, about my video I did on Brexit a few days before Brexit happened, in which I suggested Brexit was inevitable and came up with some pretty horrifying suggestions of what would happen if Brexit did occur. Now, a lot of people accuse me of scaremongering. They're not accusing me of scaremongering anymore. And I wish, if I don't know how much I would give up to have been completely wrong.
The total number of votes cast in favour of leave was 16,141,000. The total number of votes cast in favour of remain was 17,410,742.
But caveats, actually, because I do want to knock myself down a little bit, because I did suggest that there would be a Tory right resurgent, and that, you know, the hard right of the Tories would look to take over leadership. Now, that is correct, clearly, but I did suggest that was likely to be under Boris Johnson. I think I said probably Boris Johnson, but in any case, Boris Johnson did look likely, but
I have concluded that person cannot be me.
And now instead we've got Michael Gove, who is a deeply popular man in this country, who is now going to be standing for leader instead.
Whatever charisma is, I don't have it.
What can you say, really? Bouncy Shack. Hello, Bouncy Shack. Hey, Owen, can you share next week's lottery results? Tar, mate. I mean, to be fair, I like, you know, it's very, very flat and everything, but was it really that difficult? Krillian. Hello, Krillian. How has a vote for Brexit legitimised racism? Owen, you really are prattling on here. I do prattle on quite a lot. Yeah, I'll take that criticism. Not the first part, though. You are, with all due respect, and yeah, it's been a hard week, so I'll speak more bluntly than normally. You're talking nonsense. And if you had any sort of awareness or self-awareness, you would know what you're saying is nonsense. Because during that campaign, that tawdry, despicable campaign, the official Leave campaign ran, and I'm talking about the official Leave campaign, not Leave voters. People who voted Leave had lots of reasons to vote to leave, many, including people I grew up with, including friends of mine, people who felt angry and ignored by the powers that be and who had burning problems and issues that were completely unaddressed. But that campaign was all about demonising immigrants. It was talking about the threat of terrorists from abroad, criminals, rapists, Turkey joining the European Union, not going to happen for decades. Nigel Farage standing in front of a poster, breaking point, with a load of refugees in Europe. What did that have to do with anything? Absolutely nothing whatsoever. And then the Daily Mail and all the rest, you know, that Daily Mail front page, we're from Europe. Turned out they actually said we're from Iraq. Oh, the Daily Mail did a correction. Bottom of page 2, tiny, next day. It was obviously all about tapping into people's fears of foreigners. Anyone who says otherwise is either an idiot or a liar. And I can't possibly pretend otherwise. Doesn't mean that's why you voted Leave, but that's what the official Leave campaigns were doing.
Speak proper English then.
It has legitimised xenophobia and racism in this country. And someone put it like this, it's not that 52% of the country are racist, which is just absolutely not the case, and I'm not claiming that. But racists think 52% of the population agree with them. They feel legitimised, they have a shot in their arm, and decades of struggle against racism and xenophobia, I'm afraid, is going backwards. Now, if you think that's prattling on, and I have gone on a bit there, no question about that, but you are talking nonsense, and dangerous nonsense at that. And the abuse I've had, I keep getting homophobic abuse. People were singing, first we'll get rid of the immigrants, then the gays in the streets. It's a difficult time for this country, and we will defeat. I mean, if you're watching and you think that kind of xenophobia and racism is not only acceptable but a good thing, you're going to get defeated. You're defeated in the past, you'll get defeated again. 1965 Captain Kirk. Beam me up, Scotty. I really am turning into Alan Partridge with every passing day. Apologise for that.
Tell you what, if I was a dog right now, I'd be chewing a slipper.
Owen, I thought you were great in Malcolm in the Middle. That's original. That is genuine, because what I don't mind people going, oh, he looks like a 12-year-old, and blah, blah. And often I get Macaulay Culkin, it's obvious. And I get, does your mum know you're up this late? Shouldn't you be doing your paper round? You know, I get all that, you know, etc. But I've never had that one. Just when Owen thought it couldn't get any worse, Gove stands for leadership, Boris steps aside. Finally, we have conclusive, definitive evidence that we are actually living in a hellish dystopia. Where do you begin? Michael Gove. Michael Gove could be Prime Minister in about, 2 months or so.
I have to say, I never thought I'd be in this position.
Well, it's between him and Theresa May. Now, Michael Gove is obviously somebody who is hated by teachers because of his policies on education and the fragmentation of comprehensive education. And he is somebody, obviously, who will, having led in part the Leave campaign, will now be in charge of implementing promises which were impossible to keep.
It's a phantom. It's a great, grotesque, patronising and preposterous Peter Mandelsonian conceit.
Like, all the promises they abandoned straight away. we've got all this money for the NHS. No, you don't, liar. You don't have that money for the NHS.
No longer
and so they admitted that.
Can you guarantee that's going to go to the NHS?
No, I can't.
Blimey. It was plastered on buses, posters, the internet, including in YouTube videos, and in adverts which precede my own video, promising that money would go to the NHS. Immigration, they said, immigration will fall, even though most of the immigration to this country comes from outside the European Union. Then Daniel Hannan, who I interviewed on this very channel, a Conservative MEP, who on a personal level, I think he's a very affable, charming bloke. But within hours of the result, in fact, the result hadn't even come through properly, but it was clear Leave had won. He said,
the idea of staying within a common market, but outside the political integration, I think that is feasible, yes.
And that means free movement of people.
It means free movement of labour.
Unbelievable. And obviously now, if we enter the European free trade area, then we will have to accept freedom of movement. If we don't, that's obviously a devastating impact on the economy. Many of you watching, Leave voters, nothing but respect for you, disagree with you in terms of your vote. But let's have a chat again in a year or two and see how you think it's all going. See if you think the reasons you voted for Leave, to see if they're actually coming out as you've expected. J.E. Lyon, we need to respect the vote. Brexit at less than 52% of a 72% turnout would be insufficiently democratic for industrial action under the Trade Union Act 2016, so why do we need to respect it or keep it? Well, I don't agree with the trade union legislation being rushed through at all. I mean, I want to increase turnout in trade union votes, so I like online voting, text voting, all that kind of thing. Of course I support that, but I don't support the thresholds that are being imposed. The answer to the anti-trade union legislation isn't to apply the same rule everywhere else, it's to ensure that a simple majority in a trade union vote is the same as it's treated in any other election.
Let June the 23rd go down in our history as our Independence Day!
Losing such an important and bitter battle is very, very hard to accept. And every day at the moment I just wake up and think, but that's where we are. And, if it'd been the other way around and we'd won 52% to 48%, we wouldn't be questioning the legitimacy of the referendum. The British people have decided to leave the European Union, and we are going to leave the European Union, and that's the end of it. Right, this has all been quite depressing, hasn't it? So trying to lift the mood. On my idea to set up a new kind of broad-based campaign to deal with the massive issues that we now suffer as a country because of Brexit, Michael, you suggested the campaign should be called Project New Era, after New Era Estate. Joanne Marsh, hiring, call the campaign Beacon. Keep up the hard work, please. Try my best. Difficult times. Sheila McCool. Hello, Sheila. Yes, I agree. I'm from Northern Ireland. What about Recovery? Recovery as a name for the campaign. Sheila, I love that. I don't know if it's a pun or a play on words. It's one of the two, but I'm always a big fan of those. Recovery. I mean, obviously, I don't want us to get bogged down too much with the title. I want us to actually do something. So I do need to work on that. It's a bit difficult to work on how we get this campaign together because of events. It's quite a lot of news going on. Can they stop? Just things stop happening. Because at the moment, it's like a year's worth of news happening every hour. So that makes it difficult. I mean, I'm scared of checking my phone after I finish this video because I don't know what will have happened. What a world, eh? But we'll get through it. Come on, team. Yeah? We'll get through it. Come on. Really am turning into David Brent. As well as Alan Partridge.
Perception. Yeah, they got to trust me. I'm taking these guys into battle.
Thanks for all the comments. Much appreciated. I, think they were very thought-provoking at a time where we need probably to have a big think. And so just keep them coming. Keep on those comments. We've got loads of exciting videos to come. And also share the video, subscribe. I'll see you next time.